live call tonight, and I'm going to talk about how your vision affects everything, your outcome. And what am I talking about? Well, stick around if you can. And for those of you that do not know me, I've been involved in network marketing for 40 years. Yes, it hasn't killed me. And for the last 28 years, I've been full-time, and it's been awesome. I would recommend it to anyone. So I'm going to acknowledge some awesome people that are going to join me, and we'll see who comes out of the shadows first, into the light, around the campfire, and we will talk in just a moment. John in Baltimore. Hey, John, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Odette, good to see you from the Philippines. I hope you're doing well and not going crazy in your quarantine. I know it's not easy. Hey, Kendra, how are you doing? Good to see you, Kendra from New Jersey. Almost in New York City, right on the edge. Hope you're doing well. Beautiful day today, nice summer day. I hope you had that as well. And Ciro, nice to see you. Good to see you in Salt Lake City. Yvonne, what's up, girl? Down in Florida. Good to see you. Oh, glad to hear that, Kendra. You're good. Great is good. Great is better than good. Hey, Randy in Indiana. Nice to see you on the call. And Ricardo in Portland, Oregon. Nice. We hear a lot about Portland lately. Hey, Anna in Florida. Good to see you. Stephanie, how are you? Rocio, nice to see you. Good to see you in California there, of course. George in New York City. Oh, Odette says they're back in a lockdown again. Probably who you need to lock down is your president. Jody in Alabama, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, Jody. Let's see, who else? Who's coming around? Yeah, myself, I just got back. So tonight, or just now, is that's what I was thinking about, just driving back. And we'll do that in a second, as Lena in the country of Malaysia. You're the furthest one out, that's for sure. Okay, the only ones who are going to top you is if somebody from Australia or New Zealand shows up. June Viable. Hey, June, how's it going, man? In the Philippines. We got some Filipinos on this call. It's morning. Good morning for those of you in the Philippines and Malaysia. It is morning over there. And Sydney in New Jersey. Good to see you. Good to see you. So here's the thing. When we talk about vision, I want you to think about this, because there's so much stress on goals. And goals are important, but there's too much of that and not about the other. Matter of fact, even in the Bible, it says that people without a vision perish. Where there is no vision, the people perish. That's what it says. Vision dictates our goals. Our goals do not dictate the vision. And so that's what we have to really understand here, is that when it comes to our vision, we're talking about what does a vision encompass. And I'm not talking about eyesight here, but I'm talking about your mental eye. Your mental eye, that is what drives you to do what you do. And when we see that people are not accomplishing things, when they have weak goals or goals they're not committed to, it's simply because their vision isn't strong enough. It's not compelling enough to move them into action. And so the thing about vision is that vision, it's not conditional on the circumstances that we're experiencing life at the present. Because there are some things we can't control. It did rain here today. I had some people out here working in the yard today. It didn't rain for long, but it came down. I can't control the rain. I can just control how I feel about it. Now I could say, doggone it, man, I got people out there, I need stuff done. Or I could say, man, I'm so glad we don't have to water anything today. Yeah, it's how we choose to feel about it. It's the meaning we give it. And so when we think about that, when we talk about vision, then we have to understand we are the captain of our own ship. We can decide, make decisions that has nothing to do with the weather, regardless how it comes. You know, if we go back to the Great Depression, and I was talking to my accountant about this today, by the way, and she's a very wealthy woman, lives outside of LA. I respect her intuitive thinking, and she was saying, you know, did you look? Are you aware of the GDP, Jeff? The GDP in the United States? I said, no, haven't really studied it. She said, it's actually now, you know, what'd she say, 32%? Anyway, she said it is actually worse than it was in the Great Depression of 1929. That's what she said. It's worse. She said, well, the only reason why we have not had the effects of it yet is because of the stimulus checks that the government's been putting out. Once that stops, reality comes crashing in. And I said, well, okay, I'll tell you what. I guess I'll choose to feel good about that. And she said, feel good about it? Yeah, I said, yeah. So it's like this. If this is God's plan to make a big change here very soon in our interest, I think we should feel good about that. Number two, if it's not that time, then I choose to feel good about it, because in the stock market, the money is made in the winter. The money is made when everybody's panicking. The money is made when everybody is most pessimistic. And I guess I could feel good about that. Either way, it's going to be good. So for that reason, I guess I haven't kept up with the GDP. Really, you know. But I thought it was interesting what she said, though, that we're already in a Great Depression. We just don't know it. You know, the difference is, there's a lot of people out there that want to give meaning to life that they could give a different meaning to. This, Tony Robbins said that there was a statistic that this is the only generation in time that 63% are hopeless. In other words, they think they and their children don't have a better future coming. Well, they thought that way in the Great Depression too. And then I think of John Templeton, who after the Great Depression just after he invested money when everybody, the other people committing suicide, people thought it's over, life is over, everything is, nothing's going to get better. And then Templeton said, this is opportunity. And that was his attitude. So when we talk about vision, vision is a compelling force that says, I'm not going to be destroyed by the present circumstances. I'm going to find music in this chaos. And I'm going to make this work. And I go back to my own story. That's exactly what I did. When I go back 28 years ago and I was broke, my two major accounts, quit on me. They said, you're done. I have no money coming in. Zero money. Zero. I could have, I had a choice about the meaning I could give it. This is it. I'm finished. I guess I'd go get a job and just live a mediocre life. I'll never be anything more than I am now. Or I am not going to let this destroy me. I am not going to let this dictate the life I want. I'm going to have the life I want on my terms. On my terms. When we talk about vision, and we're talking about your personal vision, and there's more than just you involved in this. I'll get to that in a second, but just understand that it doesn't matter what the present circumstances. When John Templeton, he came from the same town I came from, Winchester, Tennessee, a nowhere town nobody's heard of. I mean, it's full of cornfields and beautiful Appalachian mountains in the background, but that's about it, right? And that's where John Templeton came from. He came from a poor farmer family. And yet, after the Great Depression, he mustered up all the money he could get, which was $5,000, and he put it into dollar stocks that were available at the time. Long story short, he became a billionaire in the stock market. A billionaire. He also went on to, after World War II, he went into Japan and bought up all these companies that were, of course, the war just ruined everything, right? But he went in there and bought up companies in that country that was also going through they were going through their own Great Depression. We weren't in the Great Depression in 1945, but that's what he did. And then when inflation was going crazy later in South America, he saw opportunity. What he did was he visited countries and built in countries that was going through what? Hopelessness, adversity. And he found the music in all the chaos. And that's how he built his incredible wealth. So the thing about it is, we that's all we hear right now. You hear a lot of these politicians, they want to give the picture, everything's hopeless. The economy's destroyed in the United States. All this hopelessness. You know what? Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Because here's what you have to do is, and this is the second step I'm going to recommend, is when you have a vision problem, get glasses. That is, try to see it through someone else's eyes. That's the best thing that you can do. In other words, whatever you want to perform best in or excel best in network marketing, it could be in your physique, your health, it could be in the life that you want, whatever it is, who are those people that are already doing that? Because those are the ones you need to model. Modeling works. I learned it a long time ago. Even before I got full-time in network marketing, when I was in business, I thought, you know what, it's all about modeling, and I want to find people who are doing well at what I'm doing. They're doing better at it than I am, and find out what they're doing. If I do what they do, I'll get what they get. It made sense to me. When I came into network marketing, that's exactly what I did. Modeling was very important. I don't want to talk to people who weren't successful. People that said, oh, I tried that, man. Tell me the story, man. How did it go? I mean, what happened? Oh, it was horrible. Oh, it was horrible. Oh, man, tell me horrible. No, I don't want to talk to those people. Of course, they just want to use you and me as a sounding board, to justify their reason for failure. There is none. Everything's an education. It's not a failure, it's an education. Anytime I failed at something, I said, well, that was money well spent. Somebody will be like, wait a second, man. You put a lot of time and money into that company. Yep. Now I learned a lesson. Boy, that's called going to college. It's called going, yeah, I mean, you guys do it too. You go to college, right? Do you ever get paid in college? It's not called a ripoff, is it? It's not called a scam, is it? You're putting all that time, you're not getting paid? At least I got paid for when I was with them. Now the company's gone, okay, I learned a lesson. So modeling is like when we don't have a vision, find someone who does, look at it through their eyes. That's very helpful. I can remember when I used to listen to Tony Robbins when I was totally broke, and he says, when you're going through your worst, just ask yourself, what's good about this? And I used to think, nothing's good about this. I don't like this. It should be you, Tony. No, and it's really true, because if I didn't melt down, then I couldn't fit into a new mold. And that's it. Meltdowns are good. Crises are good, because it forces us to reshape ourselves. And so when we talk about vision, that really is part of it, isn't it? Because then we're not living in la la land now. We're living in reality. So when you go through adversity and then we thought we were secure, we thought everything was good, and then all of a sudden it fell apart. Now we're living in reality. And now what we have to do is we have to make an assessment. Sometimes that's changing the way we do things, then we have to change it. Modeling different people, then we do that. But we find the way. And that's the thing about vision, is that, again, I can't stop the rain. I can just feel about it differently. It's not an inconvenience. I'm glad. Now I don't have anything to water here. And we need the rain. So the thing about it is, when we think about, again, vision, choice, making the right choices, that's most important. And I can remember, prior to the company I joined 21 years ago, choices I made prior to that in other companies, bad choices. And the reason was, for the most part, was that the people who started those companies had no business starting those companies. They were not good at running those companies. But after all that negative experience, instead of saying network marketing doesn't work, I looked in the mirror and said, Jeff doesn't work. The problem is you. Because you did not do your homework. You did not know these owners, this guy, these people that ran these various companies that I joined at different times. I should have did my homework on these individuals. I should have did my homework on the infrastructure of the company, who's involved in it, who's a part of it. So many things. So many things. So the thing was, I got better at knowing how to pick them. I could pick losers, I could pick winners. I'm going to tell you right now, you throw a company at me, it won't take me long to tell you what kind of company it is, or if it's even a company. If the address is a suite number, you're in trouble. Okay? They can go to Costa Rica really quick on your money. So that's the thing. We have a great profession, and there are legacy companies out there, no question about it. Those are the ones that are great examples of what it should be and the kind of companies to build with. But when we talk about vision, again, it's your choice. You are in control. You are not powerless. But the second is understand that your vision also affects others. So that is those in your team. So when you go through the times that we're going through right now, all the negativity out there, the pessimism out there, it's up to you to have a different language with your leaders and what you talk about, and giving hope and encouragement to your leaders. But just understand this. Your vision, you might have a vision for yourself that goes way beyond just making money. Again, Vision dictates goals. Goals don't create the vision. But and here's the problem with that, because where a person has goals but they have no vision, then they might have a goal to get up to a certain income level in network marketing. Once they hit that level, it's like they self-destruct. They don't stay there very long. And again, why? Because again, when it comes to vision, that's a compelling force that drives you. They don't have that compelling force. They only had a goal to make some money. And from a culture perspective, that's not the kind of person I would want in a team, because they'll jump at anything that makes money. What we want is we want something more than just ourselves, more than just money. And everyone has to decide what that is. And some of those things are personal and some of them affect others. You know, it could be how you want to feel physically, or maybe you want to be an educated world traveler, or you're a singer, or you're a writer. Whatever you have passion for, that's a compelling force. But a lot of times what happens is life just gets in the way and you can't get to those things. So that's part of, why you want to excel at this. On the other hand, you have people in your team, and you have to understand when it comes to vision, then it's not all about you. So it's not about me, it's about we. It's about our team. And then reaching down and talking to them, really getting to know those people so they become like relatives in your family. And just understand this, your income will be in proportion to how many people you help. I'll say that again, your income will be in proportion to how many people you help. You show me a 6-figure earner, a 7-figure earner in network marketing, that's a person that's very much involved with their team. And they have a vision, and they share that vision with their team, where they want to go and how many lives they want to impact. Yes, impact before income. They really understand that. You have to impact others before you can have income from others. So when we think about vision, we have to be careful that we don't allow our vision to be colored by other people, or colored by the media, or colored by the pessimism that's going on today. Yeah, and I'll tell you, a lot of these people that predict this and they predict that, I've listened to them a few times and heard them a few times, and it doesn't happen. The fact is that even if we do go through a Great Depression, there's so much opportunity in it. And remember this, network marketing does its best when things are at their worst. It's really true. July, as far as my team, was an incredible, incredible month. My team alone did more volume than most network marketing companies. I'm talking about entire companies. So understand that vision is everything. And so circumstances do not dictate how you see things, how your vision is, how you feel about life, how you're committed to those things that you're passionate about in your vision. Doesn't matter what the circumstances are, because after the storm there will be the rainbow. So those are some of my thoughts I wanted to share with you tonight. And that's right, clarity is important, Jody, very much important. Be very clear about your vision. Be very clear, because again, your vision dictates your goals. And then once you have that in place, then nothing's going to stop you. You're unstoppable. So keep smiling, and great to connect with you on Monday. I look forward to talking to you again tomorrow night. So see you then. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.